Alright, so I'm going to start off by saying if you don't like shitty gameplay, shitty editing, the camera shaking, just a whole lot of stupid shit, click off now. This isn't going to be that entertaining. If you do want to watch one guy play 4 of his decks against himself with a camera that might shake, because it is literally on a table, on a table, on a stand, and it's a cell phone. The mic might not be good. I might be doing a voiceover, but yeah. So normally how I do this is I have a folding table, my L-shaped desk where I put my main deck on, and then I have 2 monitors, and I do Architect, Playtester, and I'll play 4 against myself just to test decks. It's like goldfishing, but I actually get interaction, and I can see combos a little better in like what would I play in situations. Obviously there's flaws. Obviously if I favor the Wise Mothman more than Zinnia, maybe I'd misplay more, or, oh, I could remove Mothman, but this is a threat. So it's not perfect, but along with goldfishing, I feel like it helps. I just do it for fun. I thought it'd be funny to film. I am house sitting for my mom and stepdad, watching my cat and their 2 cats. They may jump up on the table, we'll see. So far they haven't. I actually recorded this once, realized I cut one of the playmats completely off. And speaking of playmats, all 4 of these are mine. Got my new baby metal one, my first one, which is just standard Japanese one. I did not go to MASTL. They have this at the collector's store, which is the LGS I shop at. I don't play there. I typically just play with my friends. But whatever. And then we have this nice like fairy artwork. You can probably hear the cats playing over there. So anyway, obviously in order to play this, I'm playing all of the decks. I have to walk around the table. I'll try and cut that out for the first one. I'm not going to sit down in the chairs. I'm just going to play the turns. In the first game, Zinnia won the dice roll. I'm not going to tell you who won. If you want to guess, if anybody watches this, I'm going to guess not many people will. But whatever. Tell you at the end who won the first game. Let's go from there. So Zinnia's going to go first. I'll put the card names on there if I can. Guess let's get the tap land out of the way. Actually, I don't need to. Let's just do an island then, and pass the turn. And now I'm going to talk like I normally would. If it's a card that I just know off the bat, and it's long, I probably won't read it out loud. But I'll put it on screen if I can. Myriad Landscape tapped, pass. Draw. I will Evolving Wilds tap a second, go get a mountain. And yes, I watch a lot of Commander at home. We'll go ahead and pass after that. Everyone's got their radiation counters. We will Opulent Palace, taps for everything that comes in tapped. Go to Zinnia. Draw. Let's do the Sulphur Falls. I guess we're in a red for Loyal Apprentice. Actually, no, I don't want to play that yet. And I will, if I'm going to misplay, because I almost forgot about the Offspring. I would like 2 of those. I will take it back, and obviously I'm playing alone, so I might miss triggers. It's hard to cover 4 boards at once, but I'll do my best. I'm going to start sitting down. So pass turn, draw, untap. I know I did that in the wrong order. So Volatile Fjord is an island, mountain, comes in tapped. I just use it because it's a snow one. Pass the turn, untap, draw. That's island, that was upside down, I just realized. Tap 2 for an Arcane Signet. And then pass the turn. And now I'll start to cut out me walking around. I'll probably try not to talk as much and just play the game. Let's Polluted Delta. Tap it, sack it, lose a life. go get an island or a swamp. My overgrown tomb. I'll shock it in for 2. Shuffle up real quick. Tap 1 and then a blue. For a deranged assistant, I can tap it to mill a card and add a colorless. Pass to Zinnia. Draw for turn. We'll do a plains. I'll do white, blue, and red for Zinnia Valley's Voice. I can offspring creatures as I cast them for 2 to make a 1/1 copy. It has flying and gets +1 to +0 to each. Base power 1. So it does not matter if I put 1/1 counters on it or if it's getting an effect. If it is a base 1, Zinnia gets a buff. Pass the turn. Untap draw. I'll do an island. I'll tap these 2 into this, and I will go get 2 mountains. And typically this is where you save time with multiple people, because I would go ahead and say, while I do that, you can go ahead and play your turn. But since I'm 1 man, and we'll just pass the turn here. And I'll go over to Pako and Haldan. Play a forest. We will do all of these for Rodeo Pyromancers. Whenever you cast your first spell each turn, add red. 3/4. Love that card. Wish I had another one to put in Zinnia, honestly. I love the offspring of that. Pass the turn. Untap. Draw. Oh, that's actually really cool. It's too bad. Well, I don't need it that early. Let's play an island. Let's tap 1 for Sensei's Divining Top. Let's tap 1 and look at the top 3. Probably do it like this. I'm hoping to see another land in there. Anyway, Deranged Assistant isn't going to bother swinging. Well, I guess 1 chip damage. Swing over at Mothman, or not Mothman, Locust God. They're both insects. Can't swing over there, can't swing over there. Pass the turn. Untap draw. We will Castle Arvindale. I control planes, comes in untapped. I can do 2 white, tap it, create a 1/1 white human creature token. And now I think we do 1 in a red and 2 for Loyal Apprentice, which has haste. It's a 2/1 and has Lieutenant at the beginning of combat on your turn. If you control your commander, create a 1/1 colorless stopper artifact creature token with flying. It gains haste. I will have 2 of them, and I don't really have that many copy tokens, so what I've taken to doing is I just do this. And if the main one dies and this one lives, I just get rid of this, and then I just mark it as a 1/1, because it's easier. But anyway, so this is going to enter as a 1/1. So Zinnia currently has a +1/+0 boost. This is not a 1/1 counter, this is just how I remember that it's getting +1. Let's go to combat. Going to trigger both of the Loyal Apprentices. So I'm going to make 2 Hasty Thopters. Okay, so we're going to have 2 of those, and they have haste. And now, Zinnia's getting +3. So it's a 4/3 flyer. We obviously got smacked. Or no, we didn't get smacked by anybody. So both these have haste, these have haste. Zinnia can swing. I see a lot of ramp over there, so I think Commander Zinnia over there. We'll send the 2 Thopters over here, and then we'll send 3 that way, because we don't really mind. So go to blocks. Nobody has blocks. Everybody's tapped out except for this, which I can tell you, no response. So we'll start with the commander here. So that's 4. Try to make the colors match. That's 2 there. And that's 3 over here. And then we pass the turn. Untap. We draw. Play an island. I'm going to do 2 for a thought vessel. I'm going to do a red and a blue for a goblin electromancer, making instants and sorceries 1 less. We're going to pass the turn. So now if I cast a spell over here, I get double red. Oh, that doesn't work the way I want it to. Let's see, what can I do? That kind of sucks. Well, I can add red if I play a spell, right? That's the issue, I don't want to play any of these spells. Okay, I'm going to start off by, I guess, floating a blue and then playing a Simic Growth Chamber. Which is going to bounce this back in my hand, which is why I floated it. We're not going to block with this dude. I guess we get Revenge on Zinnia for 3. No blocks. Tapped out. Pass the turn. Untap. Upkeep draw. I already know it's there. Going to Tainted Isle. Tap it for colorless or blue or black. Only if I control swamp, I do. And we'll tap all these 4 for the Wise Mothman. Everybody's going to get a ride counter. I conveniently placed these dice real close in the last game. Forgot one of them though. And then I'll tap this mill a card. I know what it is. I probably should, because I have to mill the card first. I guess that's fine. It's Atomize. That's going to give Mothman, since I milled a non-land, a 1/1 counter. I have a colorless. I will then, since a Divining Top, since I drew a card, I'll go ahead and I'll stack it so it's like this. Because why not? I'm using the colorless for that. I think that's going to be all. Pass the turn and untap. And then we draw, and then we got a mill. And it is a Murmuring Mystic, so we're going to lose 1. This will get a 1/1 counter. Lose the red counter. Then we're going to play a Cascade Bluffs. And I think we're going to 5 mana. 2 things I can do. I think this might be the better option just to like get going. So we'll do 1, 2, 3. That's for colorless. And a 4th for Eyes in the Skies. I'm going to create a 1/1 white bird creature token flying and then populate. If I have a bird, should. If I don't, I need to add 1. I do. And then I'm going to choose to populate the token of Loyal Apprentice. So that's also going to be a 1/1, because I'm making a copy of that. I have a bird. So now, getting 2, 3, 4, 5 on the boost. And it's about to be more. We'll go to combat, trigger these 3. So 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. So Zinnia is now a 9/3 flyer. Who's looking the scariest over here? Don't like milling cards. Would have been great to have the Murmuring Mystic Offspring. It would have probably come in next turn. Also have 5 1/1s with haste. The bird can't attack. It can block the Mothman anyway. I don't really care about you anymore. So swing you over there. We will swing. I guess Zinnia's gonna go over to Pako again. And then the 5 Thopters are going at Mothman. And we'll go to blocks. We'll do it in what's it called? Priority order. Go ahead and declare no blocks. So 2. Cannot block. Don't think you have a response. Let me just check real quick. Sorcery speed. 3 mana, so no. So yeah, no response. So you're going to take 9 commander damage. Up to 13. Down to 27. Mothman's going to block 1 of these and then take 4. And then I think that's going to be it over here. Leave the 1/1s. Draw. Play an island. So we'll do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Red, blue. There's 1 of each. For that, we also got a mill 1. There's a Mizzen Meddler. I'll lose a life, lose a red counter. This will go up 1. All that. Okay, this is getting daily. We're going to draw for turn. We're going to remember to mill 1. Fairy Artisans, that sucks. I will play up an island. Do 2, 3, 4, 5. Use the green red. And then blue 1, 2. Pako. Anyway, I'm going to add double red. So this is a 2 red floating. Pako has haste. Do I have anything I want to cast first, though? I don't think he blocks with his commander. I'll swing. I guess you only have 3 as well. Swing Pako over you. And that'll trigger. This will go away. Exile top card. So Temple Epiphany. I'll give him a 1/1 counter. That is a Compulsive Research. I'll give him a 1/1 counter. That is a land. That is a Path of Ancestry. I'll give him a 1/1 counter. And there's a body double. That will just exile and no 1/1 counter there. Now we go to blocks. I don't think Zinnia wants to lose the Thopter Makers or the bird, because Mothman is going to be 1 bigger. So we'll just take the 6 commander. So untap. We're going to draw 1. We're going to mill 1. There's Vault 12, the Necropolis. Now I forgot about Pako's ability. I would have stacked that differently if I remembered. Anyway, lose a life, lose this. Give him a 1/1 counter. He should be 5. Okay. Guess what I do is, I do 1, 2, 3. For Raminop Excavator, I can play lands from my graveyard. I'll play the Polluted Delta. I will tap it, crack it, stack it, and pay life. And I will grab an island or a swamp. I'll get this ice tunnel. I think I have 1 more actually. Go ahead and I'll tap 1, and I'll look at the top 3, and I'll remember Pako trigger. So I'll do it this way. I'm going to swing over Zinnia, giving everybody another, or 1, creation counters. In response to declare attackers, Zinnia's going to tap 1 and path to exile the Wise Mothman. That will resolve. This will go to the command zone after I go get basic land tapped. And then we'll get, I guess, a regular forest. I kind of want to see what's on top, but we can do that in response, so we'll just pass. We'll untap. We'll save the bird for later. So So Zinnia should be 1 less, right? Because it's 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah. Right, so we're going to draw for turn. Mill 1. It's a land and nothing happens. We are going to then play Sunscorched Divide. We're going to tap colorless into this for 2 and a white. We will hop to it and create 3. 1, rabbit creature tokens. So we get 3 of those. This will go up 3 to 10. Now this is 1, 2, 6. So it's cheaper. I kind of want to offspring it though, but I don't have the mana for it. I already played something. But I think it's going to be worth it in the long run. So I'll do these 2 blue for Junkwinder. It has affinity for tokens, so it's going to cost 3, 7, 8, 9 less. So it's just going to cost 2 blue. Not going to offspring it. Whenever a token you control enters, tap target non-land permanent opponent controls, it doesn't untap during its controller's next untap step. Now, this is perfect because I can just keep flyers tapped down. Because we're going to go to combat and we're going to make 3 Thopters. 1, 2, 3. So I can tap non-land permanents. We'll target Locust God. We will target the Deranged Assistant and the Rodeo Pyromancers. So this will tap. I guess we did it this way because that's how I would over there. In response, tap this, mill a card, flood some Jet Sam, use it to look at the top 3. And then I don't know if that would actually, this is a rules interaction, I don't know, and I can't look it up because my phone's up there. Because I tapped it, I don't know if it'll untap or not. I'm going to go with, since you didn't tap target creatures, since you didn't tap it, it was already tapped. I think it untaps. Correct me if I'm wrong, I would look it up and just get it right. Anyway, yeah, I think we just do it this way. Okay. And then Zinnia's going to get 3 more. 1, 2, 3. So Zinnia's 14 and can basically just kill Pako off. And then can swing a whole bunch at Locust God. Not really worrying about him. He's set back now. I think we just do it. So let's just Zinnia over there. And we'll swing all the flyers, which is 8 1/1 flyers over here. And I think that's going to be it. Alright, so we'll go to blocks. We'll take 8. Not really worried about the bugs, but anyway, that's 14 commander. That's going to do it for Pako. So Pako's out of it. Just to show you what's in hand. We had Faithlight, which probably would have been used to block. Or actually, see, this is why we do this. So I'm going to take that back. Actually, I can't. Never mind. Because I don't have 2 mana. I was going to say I could Faithlight, but it's 1 and a blue, not just a blue. Wave Goodbye, Guy's Gift. Again, 1 and a green. Run out of town. Body Double, and a Wooded Ridgeline. So yeah, it is dead. Pako died. Should have saved the mana, but also wanted to get the commander out, and that's why Zinnia didn't block earlier. Figured how many flyers you can have over there. Anyway, I believe that's all the damage. No end step triggers, and we'll move over here. We're gonna untap. It took a second because I had to get the cards that belong to the other decks back. We draw 1. It makes us a bug. We don't untap this, we do untap that. We mill one. It's a land, nothing happens. So, this is where something fun happens. For this deck, it's an alternate win con. 2, 3, 4, and 5 for Sage of the Falls. I'm going to demonstrate this loop. You have no response. And we'll do this just to show you before I do this loop. It is a stoppable loop. There is no answers in hand. Stitcher Draw, Anarchaeomancer, Dig Up the Body, Nuclear Fallout, Izareth the Awakener. No mana to do anything with though. Over here, it is a Perilous Landscape and a Martial Coup, which is a sorcery with only 1 mana open. So I'm going to demonstrate this, and it is possible with these guys to live, but it's very doubtful. So we'll play it out and just see what happens. So Sage of the Falls, whenever Sage of the Falls or another non-human creature enters the battlefield under control, you may draw a card. If you do, discard a card. So I can basically draw my whole deck and then stop whenever I want, because it's a May. But Sage of the Fall enters, I draw a card. I have to discard a card. I don't really care what I discard at this point, other than I want to get to my Molten Gatekeeper, so I'll discard the Ledger Shredder I just drew. I'll put it here. That makes me another bug, because I drew. That's a non-human entering. I'm going to draw a card. I'll discard the Shivan Reef. That makes me another bug. So you get the idea. So I'll basically do this, and I'll put these in the graveyard now. I'll just keep doing this, making bugs as I go, until I hit Molten Gatekeeper, which, depending on where he is, if he's at the bottom, then I might not win. But also, I'm going to make about 70 bugs, and there's no flying blockers currently. So I just keep going just to make this easy. Because I could just, if I'm lucky, I guess I don't have a red. I guess I would leave the red to make sure of it. Because it's not like I need it, I just need to dabble blue. This is what I mean, I'm trying to keep track. So there it is. So I make $29 bugs, and then I stop. Oops. So 20, 9 onto 3 is 12. So I have 32 bugs right here, and I decline the draw. I no longer have to draw. I leave the red open. I unearth the Molten Gatekeeper. And he reads, whenever another creature enters the battlefield under your control, Molten Gatekeeper deals 1 damage to each opponent. Unearth for 1 red. Red, returns creature from your graveyard to the battlefield. It gains haste. Exile at the beginning of the next end step. Or if it leaves the battlefield, unearth only as a sorcery. That's a non-human entering. I will draw. I will discard a Fibblethip. I will make a bug. I will damage them for 1. So I will do this. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29 times, making 29 more bugs, pinging them all for that much. The game ends there. So I also could, if I wanted to, stop when they're both at 1 and 2. I'll have around 50 to 60 bugs. They're all flying in haste. I swing them. There's not enough flying. Game's over. Sage of the Falls and Locust God. Pretty good loop. Nobody had removal. Past Exile might have been a good one. But obviously, I'm trying to play it fair. Zinnia probably wouldn't know about this combo. Like a player over there, if it was random playing me, wouldn't know it. unless they know Locust God runs this card. Funnily enough, I found this card in a bulk box of foils from a collector's store. And I was like, oh my god, that would work in this deck. And then I watched, I think it was I Hate Your Deck, and somebody on the show ran this card. And I was like, oh, that works. Anyway, if you remember at the start, I said I had already done this in a deck 1. If you guessed Locust God 1, you are correct. It was in the exact same way, except on the very first turn, I did Faithless Looting, which I think is actually in this deck. I might be wrong. No, so it's not in here. But I Faithless Looting, and one of the 2 cards I discarded was the Molten Gatekeeper at the very start of the game. Now, to be fair, if I were playing in a tournament, I would have tapped the mana wrong. I wouldn't have said, oh, I'll tap it this way. I would have said, oh, I fucked up. I would have just made the amount of bugs, and I would have just swung and whatever. There it is, Faithless Looting. So, yeah, I mean, obviously I'm playing casually. I'm not going to go competing in tournaments. I'm not that good. I probably missed a couple things. You know, I almost missed some mills. But yeah, that's the game. I hope you enjoyed the one-man commander show. And Locust God technically went 2-0. I honestly think it's one of my better decks just because it draws so many cards, so I can get to that little loop, and if no one has a counter spell or a removal spell for Locust God or the Sage of the Falls, then I just win, basically. But, I mean, they could fog if I don't get the Molten Gatekeepers, so it's a little bit of a risk. I mean, you know. Yeah, I hope you enjoyed. I'm going to pack this up, and I have Magic with my friends in the morning. So I hope you enjoyed. See you later.